ScentBlocker Most Wanted is brought to you by Matthews, catch us if you can, and Rage, leading the evolution in lethal technology.
Well, our last couple days here in the Midwest, we've spent in a ground blind with a decoy. We've had one good shooter buck come in, thought he was going to turn, come back right into the decoy, and it didn't happen, and that's deer hunting sometimes. You know, it is what it is, but this is a place that, especially with the rut getting fired up, it's got some ridges in here, and a lot of times these bucks will get up on top of these ridge tops, and they'll just kind of go scent check along the top looking for does. And I look down here at about 10 yards and I see a scrape, but the road we came in, they'll trail up through the woods. There's probably a dozen scrapes on it, and the last couple days has been tended since the rain. So wind's right at my back, perfectly wrong for the setup that I'm in, but I still feel comfortable that, you know, we sprayed down, I heat activated on my Trinity, packed in here pretty light, got dressed once I'm in the tree, and I'm gonna cover up, I'm gonna shut up, I'm gonna see what's gonna happen. There's a buck right there. Here comes the buck right here. So thick I can't get a range.
You're not gonna believe this, that Bob let this buck walk. I mean, look at this thing. Giant body, roly-poly muscle, big neck. I mean, he's got a double white throat patch. He let him walk. Now, in Bob's defense, our cuttybacks have shown us we have a couple bigger bucks in this area. But he still let this one walk. Now, of course, anytime you make a decision like this, you never know if it might come back to haunt you. But in this case, Bob definitely got the ghost.
Yeah, well, Larry, just because you choose to shoot doesn't mean that was the right decision either.
You know, I definitely knew what kind of deer we had in this area, and this area that we hunt right here has definitely taken a beating from the hemorrhagic outbreaks of 12 and 13. So we didn't have a lot to choose from, so as soon as I seen this buck, I knew I was shooting him. And let me tell you something, when I shot what I seen through the lens, Josh and I both had no doubt that I hammered that deer. We had no doubt we were going over there to recover that deer. We looked the rest of that day. I come back the next day, found not a hair, not a drop of blood. We finally brought the camera with the video to the studio here, and we put it on a big screen where the editor can take and break that thing down frame by frame. And there's no doubt that I barely shot over the top of that deer. You know, when I show that to people, they swear to God that deer is hammered dead, he's over there somewhere. But let me tell you something, I missed him. I missed him. And on a year like this, you can't afford misses like that.
ScentBlocker Most Wanted has been brought to you by Mossy Oak. It's not a passion, it's an obsession.